Exhortation, keep fighting for the kingdom of heaven. Shalom. First and foremost, giving God praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachapadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Keep fighting for the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and the reason why we should keep fighting for the kingdom of heaven is because of this. Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. So this kingdom is not our rest. And like the saying always go in this truth, we were not brought over here on party ships. We did not come over here on cruise ships. We did not come over here on leisure ships. We came over here to the Americas on slave ships. And the reason why we came over here to the Americas is because we sinned against the Most High. So the Lord brought us over here on slave ships, like he said he would in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 68th verse, where the Lord said that he would bring us into Egypt again with ships. The word Egypt simply means bondage. Bondage means slavery. So the Lord said that he was going to bring us into slavery again, except by ships. And that happened around the late 1500s into the early 1500s, all the way up until the 1800s. Okay, we were sold to our enemies for slave men and slave women because we sinned against the Most High. However, the good news, which the word gospel means good news, is that the kingdom of heaven is only for our nation. And even as I speak, the Lord is waking up his elect men, because salvation, it really starts with the elect. Because 2/3 of our people are going to come back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom of heaven. So, excuse me, salvation is only for the nation of Israel, starting with the elect when Yahweh Shai makes his second and his grand return. And no other nation is going to receive salvation except the nation of Israel. Okay? So this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 13, because this kingdom ain't shit, okay? And in this kingdom, your tap water got fluoride in it. It's got microcosmic shrimp. It's got lead in it. It's got chlorine. It's got fluoride. And it's got other things in it that I'm unaware of. But you can't even drink water from your own faucet. Here it is. You pay damn near every month just to keep your water running in your house. You're basically paying for poisoned water, And then on top of that, the air you breathe is trash. They're spraying chemicals. The U.S. government is spraying chemicals in the air by the way of chemtrails, which consists of mercury, which is a chemical metal that can get through the blood-brain barrier. They're spraying aluminum in the air. They're spraying estrogen. They're spraying barium. They're spraying arsenic. They're spraying all kinds of harmful and toxic chemicals in the air. You go to buy foods from your local market and it's wrapped up in plastic. Plastic contains a chemical called bisphenol, which is the acronym for BPA, which is the chemical known for causing osteoporosis, Alzheimer's disease, delirium. I don't know about delirium. Not at delirium. Dementia. There we go. Dementia. Okay, hypertension in pregnancy, cancer. You know, a lot of people talk about how a lot of people die from smoking. Well, what about when you buy your foods wrapped up in plastic? Cancer comes from plastic. Chips, come on, you go to buy a bag of potato chips. It's wrap, your chips come in plastic bags. You know, if you want to buy kale, cilantro, broccoli, you got to put it in a fucking plastic bag. Like, come on, man. Okay? The air is being polluted by the vehicles that are constantly driving down the street, the factories, the rivers, the oceans being polluted by trash being dumped in there, such as plastic, metals, radiation, nuclear waste. 2 Peter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth. And it's not talking about, the Most High is going to destroy the whole universe and then he's going to recreate a heaven and a new earth. No, man. New heavens and a new earth is going to be here on this current planet, in this current universe. And it's going to happen when Yahushua returns. You know, and I believe when you look up these words new here, matter of fact, let's look them up right now. I believe it's kainos, which means refreshed. Okay? So, fresh. There it is, okay? You see the word fresh. So, there's going to be a nuclear war that's going to take place on this planet. And it's going to refresh everything. The air is going to be refreshed. The earth is going to be refreshed. Okay, all them harmful toxins being sprayed in the air is going to be refreshed. So nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay. Matthew chapter 6 verse 17. But okay. So that's way up there. Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. Okay. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth. Don't labor to be rich. Don't fight to make it in this society. Don't seek to be popular or famous in this planet, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Right. Because you know how many of these Hollywood actors, these sports players, how many of these wrestlers and boxers get ripped off by the so-called white man. And not only do they get ripped off, but their life get taken away from them because they become a human sacrifice. Okay, which that's what we believe Kobe Bryant's death was. Okay, Kobe Bryant's death was a sacrifice by fire. Okay, so this kingdom is nothing, man. You shouldn't be going to college and looking to get a PhD to obtain worldly fame. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. Because the kingdom of heaven cannot be stolen from Israelites. And that's impossible. It can't be. So the kingdom of heaven is if you call yourself a brother in the faith, the Lord's giving you this truth. If he's woken you up to this truth, you should be laboring for the kingdom of heaven. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Okay? Timothy chapter 6 verse 2. No, it's excuse me. Got a runny nose. First Timothy's. No, I believe it's Second Timothy's. Let's look here. Yeah, it's Second Timothy's. Timothy's 2 and 3. Second Timothy's 2 and 3. Second Timothy's chapter 2 verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who have chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. So, you know, you want to fight for that crown, for the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So rather if you're catching hell from your wife, rather if you're catching hell from your job, or the fact that you got to go to work, rather if you're just, you catching hell from scoffers, from people who want to talk BS on the comment boards, rather if you're catching hell from your channels being deleted, your videos being taken down, your videos being flagged, rather if your bosses or your higher managers being a demon, you got to endure that, man. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be rewarded. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shewed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints. How do you minister to the saints? By doing videos, by going out on highways and hedges, by paying your tithes, by giving charity, by being brotherly, okay, etc., etc. And do minister. So hopefully this video was encouraging to you brothers to continue in the faith through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom, and on to the next one.